Are you tired of the manual process of managing access requests to a data model in your Power BI workspace? Do you feel overwhelmed by managing approvals for every user in need of report access? Perhaps you also need to document approvals for compliance purposes. If you answered yes to any of these questions, you've come to the right place. In this report series, I'll guide you through creating a Power App coupled with a Power Automate flow, streamlining the entire process for you. This is part 3, where we will create and publish a Power Apps to oversee the entire process along with configuring Power BI Access. If you missed any of the previous segments or wish to explore what's next, check out the videos in the top right corner or in the description box below. Let's start with the intro. Hello and welcome to BI-Lingual Analytics. My name is Roland and I'm here to guide you through the world of Power BI. If this is your first time around here, then please consider hitting the like and subscribe buttons. By doing so, you won't miss any of my Power BI videos. It means a lot to me and helps others to find content like this. In the first part of this series, we cover the challenges that report developers face and a high-level overview of the solution. The second part focuses on the process of creating automation using Power Automate. Today, we are going to put the cherry on the top, creating a Power Apps app. Also, we are going to set up Power BI Access for the Office 365 group we created in part 1. With that said, it's time to head over to my PC and begin building the app. While this might be your first experience with Power Apps, I aim to keep today's session focused on the specific problem we are working on. Therefore, I don't delve into every feature here. For those keen to explore more, please find the link in the description box to the Microsoft Learn site. Starting with those modules was key in my journey and I highly recommend them. Let's begin with Power Apps. Click on the Create button and choose Blank App from the options. Choose the blank canvas app and proceed by hitting Create. To start with, I'm going to add the background image that I've created in Canva. While I found managing background easier there, feel free to design directly within Power Apps. Perfect! You can imagine having multiple report options here, but for now, let's focus on creating an app for a single access request. Power Apps is also known for its user-friendly interface and relatively gentle learning curve, especially for beginners. However, that doesn't mean we won't learn a few new formulas along the way. The next step is adding a button. On the left, select the plus icon and add a button. I will remove the button text, change its color to transparent, and eliminate the border. Additionally, let's adjust the hover fill effect from 100% to 20% fill. With these adjustments made, let's quickly check how our button behaves in the app preview section. That's enough formatting for today. Trust me, the range of customization available can consume hours. I sometimes envy the flexibility as a Power BI report developer. Now we have set up a nice background, a transparent button, and the final step is to connect the automation from part 2. And you know what? It's a quick task, if you're familiar with the necessary steps. Let me show you how. Select the flow icon on the left, click Add Flow, and simply choose the flow we previously created. Voila! We can now reference this automation in our app. Isn't that amazing? This is where we need a little bit of formal learning of Power Apps. To create the link between the button and the flow, we will need to utilize the formula bar. However, it's important to note that this isn't DAX, nor is it the Excel formula language. However, it's not too complex either. Let's start by selecting the button. Then, in the drop-down section at the top left, choose On Select. Click into the formula bar and begin typing the name of the flow. In my case, it's Power BI Access. And look at that! Power Apps includes IntelliSense, making it easier to select the right option. Once selected, simply add .run, followed by an open parenthesis. And voila! Let me grab a screenshot from our flow. The first step was fetching the UPN from Power Apps. You will notice UPN highlighted in the formula bar as well. A quick and simple method to retrieve the user's UPN is by adding user, open and close parentheses, .email. And just like that, we connected the automation flow to this app. Not only that, but with this single line of code, we can acquire the email address of the user clicking the button. No need for manual input or the risk of typos. How good is that? Next, I would like to add a confirmation pop-up to ensure users have reassurance that their request has been successfully sent. This addition isn't too complicated either. Let's expand the formula bar and add a semicolon to the end of the run function. Then begin typing notify, open parentheses, request sent, because that's the text that we would like the pop-up message to show to our users. After that, use the notification type success, which is going to give us a nice green background with a tick, and lastly 5000 to show it for 5 seconds. This action will display a green line with the text request sent for 5 seconds. That should cover it. Now let's have a sneak peek at how our app will behave. Click on the play or preview icon in the top right corner. Once we click on the button, we will see the notification at the top. Next, let's head over to Flow and confirm whether we indeed triggered the flow. Great news that the automation was triggered. However, it seems that the flow failed. In this instance, the reason behind the failure is that I ran it using my account. As a CEO of BI-Lingual Analytics, my account doesn't have a manager assigned to it. Let's run another test by logging in with a different profile to ensure a successful run. Before we proceed, let's share the app with all employees. Click on the share button and add everyone here. Now let's log in with a different user. Navigate to the app page and click the button. Seemingly it worked. Now let's double check the flow. The request has gone through and it's now with the approver. I'll log in as Jared to approve the request. Back to our flow. Seemingly everything processed smoothly. Let's take a look at the exported compliance document on our SharePoint site. And there it is, we can find the CSV document containing details about the approval. Fantastic job! What's remaining on our to-do list for this process? Firstly, we need to create a custom access request message into our data model in the Power BI service. This ensures that newcomers to the report have clear guidance on locating the access request app. After that, we will include the Office 365 group through Manage Permissions for the dataset. Once these steps are completed, we will be ready to run a couple more tests. Let's head back to my PC to wrap this task up. Click on the 3 dots next to the model and select Settings. Under the Request Access option, choose the second option. Here you can input user-friendly text and copy the app's link. For instance, something similar to this. Return to the workspace and configure permissions for the model. At the top left corner, click on the plus icon to add a user. Make sure that the correct group, in our case Report Access group, is added. Creating a fully automated solution like this took quite some time, but the result is a robust system integrating different Power Apps and Power Automate features. It's a far more reliable solution compared to managing access via emails or chat. One of the key advantages that I discovered while implementing such solutions is the elevated user experience. Sure, we could manage these processes manually, but once users experience this level of streamlined automation, their reaction is going to be pure amazement. Sometimes a little extra, like providing an exceptional user experience, can truly make a significant difference in getting people on board with a new system or process. Let's recap all the elements we implemented to create a fully automated dataset access request process. Firstly, we established two distinct Office 365 groups, one for the app and the flow, and the other one to manage access to the report. Next, we set up a SharePoint site to store approvals for an improved audit trail, although this step remains optional. Following that, we created a flow to gather user and manager details, start an approval process, and execute different actions based on the approval outcome. Additionally, we included a step to ensure that the flow terminates after 5 days of inactivity. Then we focused on developing the app. This involved adding a background image for a clear user interface and enhancing it with a functional button. Lastly, we wrapped things up by confirming that the appropriate Office 365 groups were assigned to their respective places with the appropriate security levels. That's quite a comprehensive list. I hope you now understand why I divided this solution into 3 videos. It would have been quite overwhelming otherwise. Have you ever imagined the potential impact that the combination of the tools within the Power Platform could have on your processes? Will you consider implementing something similar within your organization? Please feel free to share your comments or question below. I'm keen to hear your thoughts on this solution. Since you stayed till the end, I'm confident you find value in this video. If that's the case, please take a moment to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Don't forget to explore more of my tutorials like the ones above me. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.